Does this make you uncomfortable? How about this? What about now? How about now? Now, if you answered yes at any point, ask yourself, why? Periods are a normal bodily function. Yet 58% of American women admit to feeling embarrassed from being on their period, while 42% say they have experienced some sort of period shaming. But where does that shame stem from? A lot of menstruators say it's a societal problem. A study for Intimina, a period brand, found that over 50% of women were told or heard that periods make them emotionally unstable. Some were also told their periods were disgusting, unclean, and private. And the stigma around periods exists around the world. Some menstruators in Nepal aren't allowed to touch food, and in Bolivia, some believe period blood can cause illnesses. Between the stigma and access to proper period products, some children miss school when menstruating. One survey shows that 40% of girls in India do not go to school on their periods. It's a similar statistic for girls in Ethiopia. Your period can last anywhere from 3 to 8 days. For most people, it's around 5, with heavy bleeding on the first 2 days. And while the menstrual cycle is different for every person, it typically occurs every month, for about 40 years. If you do the math, that's about over 57,000 hours in a lifetime. Or 6.5 years. Over the years, the stigma even impacted how menstrual products were advertised in the U.S. Discreet packaging aimed at saving embarrassment, or the tiny tampon meant for virgins who hadn't had sex yet. And until 1972, menstrual products were banned from being advertised on TV or radio. Courtney Cox became the first person to say the word period on TV in 1985.
Tampax. It can actually change the way you feel about your period.
In recent years, advertising for menstrual products has made great strides, with more open dialogue and imagery. Many brands have opted out of using blue liquid to test their products, now using red, similar to the color of blood.
Your period is one small part of an overall menstrual cycle that is happening 24/7. So I think for us, we really see a responsibility to answer the questions that our audience has.
24-year-old Nadia Okamoto is the founder of August, a lifestyle period brand on a mission to create sustainable products and, quote, democratize access to quality care.
I think a lot of the period stigma makes us feel so alone in having a period. Like you can't talk about it with anybody else. And we even have team members who didn't even tell their moms when they got their first period. I grew up in a family where I could talk about it openly and I could show my mom my period blood in my underwear and ask questions. But when I went to school, I was made fun of for ever bringing it up, and we didn't learn about it in school, and the teacher was always whispering about periods. It was always like an immediate, okay, why is this such a weird thing to talk about publicly?
Menstruation education plays a large role in their mission and marketing.
You are listening to the first ever episode of The Period Feels.
A lot of the educational initiatives we do now, from having a podcast called The Period Feels, all the way to having a searchable database of period health questions, a long-form blog on our website called Ask August. The idea and creation of those educational resources came from being requests from our community, because we kept showing up saying, let's talk about period products, and they were kind of turning back to us saying, well, we haven't even really figured out what periods are in the first place. Okay, we're gonna have a little tampon demonstration. I put it in at like an angle, like reaching towards my lower back at like a 45-degree angle. And then
normalizing periods is at the core of their social media presence.
The rule from the very beginning of August is that we will always be as accurate as possible about demonstrating how our period care works. And that means, as much as possible, using real period blood, but also only using red liquid. That to me is like the bare minimum of what we can do as a brand to be as transparent as possible about the accuracy of a product.
August launched in June 2021. Since then, they've garnered hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok and Instagram. Nadia's personal account, where she also promotes the products, has gained over 3 million followers. Despite the large following, the content is still met with mixed reactions.
A lot of the comments to our educational videos showing period blood ranges from "ew, you're disgusting, you need to die, go kill yourself," to all the way to "oh my god, I wish I had this when I was younger." Comments that I find super meaningful and that I think about a lot are the ones that are like, "when I saw this, I thought it was disgusting, and then I remembered that every month I see the same thing in my underwear." It's just a really touching comment to me because I think even for me, every day I do this work and I chip away at my own period shame.
August is not the only brand making efforts to normalize periods. In 2017, Bodyform became one of the first brands to use fake red period blood in its advertisements, captioning the video, "Periods are normal. Showing them should be too."
We're not telling everybody to, be obsessed with the magic of their period. We're just saying, let's have this be something that we appreciate as being normal, natural, a biological function that, by the way, makes human life possible, but also just be something you're not scared of or not ashamed of. But this is a natural part and powerful part of human life that we deserve to have cared for.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.